In the interest of genuinely trying to not make a video that looked like every other video regarding a guitar pedal, I failed. It's gonna look pretty much like every other video. That being said, we're gonna go about this my way, which again, probably not any different than any other way anybody else is doing it. And of course, the heat kicks on as soon as I start this. So hopefully Resolve does its job and gets rid of all this ambient noise. Anyhow, we're gonna plug away. We're gonna truck on. Today we're taking a look at the new signature pedal, the new Jeff Loomis signature pedal, the Devil's Triad by the good folks over at All Pedal. I know, the last thing the world needed is another video on this very same guitar pedal. What do you want me to do, man? They sent me the pedal. Also, full disclosure, because we got to do that on YouTube, they sent me this pedal. They're great guys over there. Anyhow, we're gonna do it my way, which might be exactly the same way as everybody else. This is what happens when you don't script your videos. Per usual, I am a Helix dude, so we are running this pedal two ways. We are running it into the front of the Helix for the boost and the overdrive, and we are also running the reverb and the delay into the effects loop of the Helix, because the good folks over at All Pedal, in collaboration with Jeff, decided, and I think it was a great idea, to split up the signal paths of the delay and the reverb, make it its own individual path, and also the drive and distortion. You can operate them independently is what I'm getting at. So we're doing that. We're running the boost and the drive into the front of the Helix, into one of my Helix tones, and then running via an effects block, running the reverb and delay into that same preset. And we will listen to a demo that doesn't have the delay or reverb on it, but uses the drive to push the amp inside a Helix, which I think sounds pretty sick. We're gonna hear a demo of that. It's a track I wrote. Then we're gonna play around with the pedal and see what it has to offer, see how it integrates into a simple Helix patch, and hopefully you guys, like me, realize that the boost and the drive in this thing is phenomenal. It's killer. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up. I've already been rambling on. Let's listen to the demo, then we'll switch up the setup and play a little bit. All right, cool. Hopefully, yeah, that didn't suck too bad. Anyway, we are going to sit and see what this thing can do, see how it sounds, kind of hear how the reverb and the delay sounds with this Helix preset. So let's dive in, huh? Let me take my beanie off, because Lord knows if I put my headphones on with the beanie on, somebody will comment and say, like, how can you properly hear all the hi-hat when you're filtering it with your beanie? Yeah, dude, I set it all up before I put the beanie on. Relax. Maybe I don't want to show off my receding hairline. Have a heart. Chill. Let's dive in. We're going to be using the my Solar baritone for this demonstration. And let's hear how it sounds. How about without? All right, so what do we got here? I love that single note attack. Oh, without? Anyway, again, like I said, I have the boost and the drive going into the Helix. This is bypassed. This distortion pedal in the Helix is bypassed. We're going into the PV Vitriol lead, which is the PV Invictive amp, Misha's amp. Then I have the effects loop going into a dual cab block, with the new cabs inside a Helix, and then an EQ, just doing a little bit of getting rid of some of the high end, which is something I do on all of my presets anyway, so nothing different here. And we can hear you can hear with the settings I have, it's got a very modern, tight sound to it. I have the level knob at noon, meaning like this thing can still push a little bit harder. It doesn't feel unlike the Precision drive in that regard, where a Tube Screamer, you're gonna kind of dime the level on a Tube Screamer. With the Precision drive, I know we're not talking about that, usually noon on the Precision drive is equivalent to the level dimed on a Tube Screamer. And that sort of feels like this right now. I have the level pretty much at noon, essentially at noon. So it's reminiscent of that. And it controls the low end in a real pleasing way, especially going into this albeit digital, amp. Sounds great to me. Those palm mutes, on the low string. Really tight, really articulate. We'll turn it off. Obviously, clearly a much more round, woofy, woolly sound without it. So it's doing exactly what it should do. And I don't even have any gain applied to this, so if you were wanting to boost this even more, there's tons of headroom here. I just have this set up to be essentially a clean boost. And again, I only have the level at noon. So what I'm getting at is there's flexibility here. You got room to create the sound you want with this overdrive inside of this pedal. Great job, Jeff. So let's listen to what the delay and the reverb kind of sounds like. Bring it into the effects loop. Now, it's mono, which is very typical when you're running into an amp setup. So the ability to have the delay and the reverb separate from the gain stage or the gain section of the pedal, to me is such a killer idea. I'm kind of just getting into pedals in the last year or two, so I'm not aware if this is a typical thing. I'm admitting ignorance in this regard, so don't come at me. And if you do, get a life. That flexibility, to me, is really cool, especially in this kind of situation where we can run that into the effects loop and just bring it in as we want, you know? I suck. Today is not a good guitar day. So right now I have the reverb at about, I'd say, 1 o'clock and the delay at about 10 o'clock. I had to think about what a clock looks like. Just love the way this pedal sounds, the way this the drive on this pedal. Very modern, very tight. Again, without. Pay attention to the low end, to the woofiness of the palm mutes. And with it back in. Can't even remember how to play my own riff. Anyway, this isn't a demo of my playing ability. This is a demo of the pedal. So, like, for example, this riff, there's a lot of single note palm mutes. We turn the drive off. I mean, you guys know how this works. Tightens it up. Wow. So this is a tangent, but you know how sometimes you're playing and you're writing riffs and you're playing really good, you feel really good. I don't know what it was, you were just really, your fingers were stretched out right, you had a lot of warm-up time. So you write riffs and then you go back to play them again and you realize, oh wow, I can't play this riff because I was clearly in better playing state when I wrote it. Right now, having not played guitar all day, we're seeing how average of a guitar player I am. Anyhow, it sounds better with the drive engaged. Now if we were to turn on the boost, because let's not forget there is an actual boost. Let's crank it and see what it sounds like. So this is just with the drive without the boost, the additional boost. I have the additional boost, that middle pedal, dimed right now. So you can hear that there's a bit of a volume jump. There's clearly a saturation boost there. That's great for lead work, something clearly that I won't be doing tonight because I'm playing like absolute dog shit. Again, a little more flexibility, and we all know that options can be good. There's 3 options here. There's 3 pedals, so you're not getting overwhelmed, but this pedal is killer. Now, how can I convey that I would have these same feelings had they not sent it to me? I don't know. I guess you're just gonna have to take me at my word. And if I'm being totally honest, I don't entirely know if this is something that I'll use in my workflow, in my own tones, because simplicity, I have everything right at my fingertips inside of Helix. But that being said, you know, this in conjunction with the HX Stomp, maybe if you have some sort of fly rig for live shows, you run this with your HX Stomp. So you're freeing up a little bit of DSP there, running this into something like a Seymour Duncan Power Stage, playing through amps. You know, this could be a good pedal to integrate because you got delay, you got reverb, and you got your drive. 3 things you can kind of just leave out and free up some DSP space or DSP power within your Helix or your HX Stomp if you're trying to go with some sort of smaller kind of pedal board here. I have it down here next to the HX Stomp. It's not going through the Stomp, it's going into the full-size Helix, but just as an example, size-wise, this has everything most metal guys I think would need. So you're kind of keeping it simple, but also bringing in a very useful pedal into your signal chain. What am I trying to say? I love the drive in this pedal. It's really great. I would love if it was in the Helix. I doubt that's gonna happen, clearly, but I can just run this into the front of the Helix, which I did for that demo. I think it sounds great. The boost pedal does exactly that. You get a volume boost and a saturation boost, something great for lead work. The delay and the reverb, considering you can run it separately from the boost and the drive, I can run it into the effects loop on something like the Helix. Just gives me the flexibility that I prefer, that I like. I think this is a great pedal. Even if they sent it to me, I still think it's a great pedal. Now, should you go out and buy it? I don't know. It's up to you. Do you like pedals? Do you want to use pedals inside your Helix? It's your call, bro. You do you. I don't know. But I dig this pedal with this particular amp, the Vitriol lead. Again, that is the PV Invictive inside a Helix. I think it plays with it very well. I had fun with this pedal. I think it's great. And yeah, I think you should just go buy it because it's cool. And Jeff Loomis, he's a legend. He's a fucking legend. You don't want to be like Jeff Loomis? He's from Wisconsin. He's sweet and nice, okay? Get his fucking pedal. Buy his pedal. I don't see any commission. Nor would I take it. That's a lie, I would take it. That's gonna be it, guys, I'm sorry. Now I realize I am very long-winded most of the time, and if a video comes in under 20 or 30 minutes, we're doing pretty good. I don't think we're there, but I'm recording this outro before the part where I talk a lot. That's how it works. It's a little bit easier. Anyhow, I hope this gives you an idea of how you can use a pedal like this with something like the Helix or the HX Stomp. Furthermore, I hope it's a decent enough example of what the pedal can do and how it sounds. Thanks again to the good folks over at All Pedal for getting this into my hands and, you know, allowing me to procrastinate, if you will, in making this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all your support. If you're looking for other ways to support me, the channel, and what I'm doing, I of course have music for sale available on Bandcamp and of course streaming everywhere music is streamed. That's going to be it for this one. Take care of yourself, be useful to someone, and we'll see you in the next one.